From the Detroit Free Press, it's Thursday, March 11th. Here are today's top stories. Presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Bush's has over 4,000 Michigan products, including the freshest fruit and vegetables, meat, seafood, and baked goods. Stop by one of Bush's 16 locations for the personal service you expect from your neighborhood grocer.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm restaurant critic Mark Hurlianchik. For 21 years, the Free Press has selected an annual Restaurant of the Year. But just as COVID forced restaurants to pivot to stay alive in 2020, it's inspired us to pivot too. With 2 prolonged indoor dining shutdowns and an estimated 3,000 Michigan restaurants out of business a year after the onset of the pandemic, we're instead turning our praise this year to chefs and restaurant operators who use their positions to do good for their communities, proving just how essential they truly are. We're introducing the inaugural class of Detroit Free Press Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers Food Fighters right now on Freep.com. Our coverage will culminate Friday with the unveiling of Chef of the Year. And you'll get your chance to nominate someone doing good in the hospitality industry when voting opens Sunday for the People's Choice Food Fighter. Head to Freep.com now to meet our food fighters.
This is Christina Hall with the Detroit Free Press. Like thousands of others, Edith Jones is worried about her 93-year-old mother, Connie Davis. Davis, a retired educator with Detroit Public Schools, lives with Jones's brother and is bedridden in their ranch-style home in Metro Detroit. She has a traveling doctor, nurse, physical therapist, and 2 caretakers who come to the house to tend to her medical needs. But one of the things she hasn't been able to get yet is a COVID-19 vaccine. Jones, who lives in Georgia, says she wants her mother to get vaccinated, but it's too hard for her to get out to a vaccination clinic. She said her mother's doctor doesn't know when they will get the vaccine to administer. Local and state health officials say Davis is about one of 100,000 people in Michigan who fall into the homebound category, according to preliminary estimate using data from the state's Aging and Adult Services Agency and the Medical Services Administration. The officials, including those in Metro Detroit, say they are working on ways to get the potentially life-saving vaccines to this vulnerable population. A state health department spokesperson said several local health departments are providing vaccines to homebound individuals or partnering with EMS or home health nurses to reach this important population. She says the state also is working on a comprehensive plan to deliver the vaccines to homebound individuals in partnership with local health departments. The arrival of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, delivered last week in Michigan, may assist with the effort because the 1-dose vaccine is easier to handle and doesn't require extra cold temperatures.
I'm Susan Tompor, and I'm a columnist at the Detroit Free Press. In Michigan, those 50 and older will be eligible to sign up for the COVID-19 vaccines beginning March 22. The ongoing rollout of the vaccines, though, means that many will soon be tempted to post news about their shots on Facebook and other social media. But stop before you take a selfie and listen to a warning from the BBB. The Better Business Bureau is urging consumers to avoid posting photos of their COVID-19 vaccine cards on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Unfortunately, the BBB warns, your card has your full name and birthday on it, as well as information about where you got your vaccine. If your social media privacy settings aren't set high, you may be giving valuable information away for anyone to use. Sure, some of that information is already out there, but why do you want to make it any easier on the scammers? Laura Blankenship of the BBB in Michigan warns, while it may not seem like a lot of information, all a sophisticated scammer needs is a little bit more information about you. They then do their own research to fill in the blanks. Best bet? Take those vaccine cards right out of the picture.
This is Brian McCollum, music writer with the Detroit Free Press. Nearly 2 years ago, the Aretha Franklin estate was rocked by the discovery of 3 handwritten wills hidden in the singer's home. A trial is pending to determine whether they're valid in probate court. Now, in a new twist in the saga, a 4th will has emerged, typed and prepared by a Troy law firm shortly before Franklin died in 2018. It's the most recent of all 4, and its instructions are simple and clear. There's just one catch. Franklin never signed the document. Still, attorneys for her sons Teddy and Clarence are arguing that the will should prevail in Oakland County Court, where the Queen of Souls estate matters continue being sorted out. They cite Michigan law and claim there's precedent to recognize the unsigned will. If that happened, it could have big implications for the estate, including how assets are distributed among Franklin's 4 sons and other heirs. It's still not clear how this latest document turned up, and the attorneys say only they learned of its existence in late 2019.
I am Tyler Davis with the Detroit Free Press Sports Department. The Detroit Tigers lost on Wednesday 6-4 against the Philadelphia Phillies in Clearwater, Florida. The loss dropped the team to 6-3 during spring training. Matthew Boyd pitched 3 innings, allowing one run. His ERA is just 1.80 across 5 innings in 2 games this spring. Matt Manning, a top prospect, threw 2 innings, striking out Bryce Harper 1 time. Right-hander Franklin Perez, one of the centerpieces to the Justin Verlander trade a couple years ago, made his spring debut in the 7th. The Tigers' offense was led by 2 home runs in the loss. Detroit will be back to play the Toronto Blue Jays in Florida on Thursday. You can follow it all at freepress.com.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. And if you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer. See you tomorrow.